The monster in the shadows. In the dark corner of the galaxy, a small spaceship floated near a strange planet. The crew inside laughed and talked. It was supposed to be a simple mission. But then, something went wrong. Without warning, the ship's lights flickered. A loud sound shook the walls, then silence. The control systems died. The last message they sent said only one word. It's here. No one ever saw that crew again. Soon the galaxy was full of fear. Everyone talked about the same thing, a dangerous alien called Kor. They called him the monster. Tall, powerful, and silent. His body was black like armor, with red glowing eyes. Wherever he went, ships vanished. Stations were destroyed. Governments warned people, stay away from Sector 9. The monster is there. But one person didn't believe the stories. Her name was Lena. She lived on Earth, a young scientist who studied alien behavior. While others were scared, Lena was curious. She had read the reports. Nothing proved Kor was the one destroying the ships. All they had were shadows and fear. One night, Lena sat alone in her lab, watching old video logs from damaged ships. The screen showed static and broken images, but suddenly she paused, a voice, faint, strange, deep. Help, me. She leaned closer. Did I just hear that? She played it again. The voice was real, and it didn't sound like a monster. It sounded tired, in pain. Lena quickly started tracing the signal. It came from an old planet, once used for secret experiments. No one went there now. The files said it was empty, full of wild animals and toxic air. But Lena didn't wait. She packed her bag and took a small ship. Alone. As her ship landed on the planet, dust and smoke covered the sky. Broken buildings stood like skeletons. The silence was heavy. She put on her helmet and stepped out. Every step crunched on broken glass and metal. Her scanner beeped. There was a weak life signal nearby. She followed it into an old lab, its doors half open. Inside, broken machines, flickering lights, and strange writing on the walls. Suddenly, her scanner went wild. Something was close. She turned. A shadow moved in the corner. Lena froze. Something tall. Watching. Hello? She said, her voice shaking. I don't want to hurt you. No answer. She took a step forward. The shadow backed away, fast but silent. Then she saw it. Two red eyes glowing in the dark. The air felt cold. Kor. Her heart raced, but she didn't run. She looked at him closely. His body was large and strange, yes, but he wasn't attacking. He was hiding. Lena slowly took off her helmet, showing her face. My name is Lena, she said softly. I think you called for help. The creature didn't move. I know everyone thinks you're a monster, she said. But I don't believe it. Still silence. She sat down on the floor. I won't leave. Not until I know the truth. For a long time, nothing happened. Then, she heard it. A quiet, broken voice. Not from a monster, but from someone who had suffered. They made me this. Lena's eyes widened. She opened her recorder. Who made you like this? She asked. Kor stepped into the light. His face was hidden by a mask, but she could see his arms, full of scars, burn marks, metal pieces inside his skin. Not born a monster, built to be one. Lena stood up slowly. I want to help you, she said. But before he could answer, alarms flashed on her scanner. Multiple ships entering orbit. The military had found them. Kor looked at the sky, then at Lena. He didn't speak, but his eyes said enough. He had to run again. Lena held out her hand. Don't run, let me help. Please. But Kor turned and disappeared into the shadows, fast like a ghost. Lena stood alone in the broken lab, breathing hard. She didn't have proof yet. But now she knew the truth. The monster was not what they thought. Voices in the dark, The military ships circled the dead planet like vultures. From her hiding spot in the shadows of the ruined lab, Lena watched them on her small handheld screen. Her heart pounded. They were here for one reason: to find and destroy Core. But Core was gone again, like a ghost. Silent. Invisible. She wasn't sure if he trusted her. Maybe he would never trust anyone again. The signal she traced last night had stopped. All systems were dead now. She was alone. At least that's what it seemed like. The next morning, she started searching the lab ruins. Old computer cores, broken walls, shattered glass. She needed proof, something that would show the galaxy what Core really was. Not a monster, but a victim. After hours of digging, she found a sealed room, hidden behind a fallen wall. She crawled inside. It was dark, the air thick with dust. On a broken table lay something strange. A memory core, glowing faint blue. She wiped it clean and connected it to her device. A hologram blinked to life. It showed Core. Not as he was now, but before, younger, thinner, almost peaceful. He was not alone. Around him were others of his kind, smiling, laughing, speaking in a soft melodic language. Then, the image changed. Ships arrived from the sky. Humans. Scientists in white suits. The aliens didn't fight. They welcomed them. That was the mistake. The next few images were darker. Chains. Surgery tables. Screams. Core being separated from the others. Needles in his body. His skin slowly turning hard and black. His eyes glowing red for the first time. They made him. They turned him into what he is now. Lena covered her mouth. Oh no! Suddenly a low growl echoed in the room. She turned quickly, heart racing. In the doorway stood Core. His tall frame filled the space, but his movements were slow, tired. I thought you left, she whispered. He didn't reply. His eyes were on the memory core. Then on her. You saw, he said. Lena nodded. I saw what they did to you. I believe you now. Core took a step closer. For a moment it seemed like he wanted to speak more. But then his head snapped to the side. His eyes glowed brighter. They're close, he said. They're tracking you. Lena's device beeped, a signal, rapidly approaching. Military. Drones. No, she said. I led them here. Core grabbed her arm. His hand was large, cold, but careful. This way, he said. They ran through the ruined halls, Core moving faster than any human could. His knowledge of the place was perfect. He knew every corner. They stopped inside a hidden storage chamber. Core sealed the door behind them. Lena sat on the floor, catching her breath. You saved me. You didn't scream, Core said after a long pause. What? Everyone else? When they saw me, they screamed. You didn't. I saw your eyes, she said softly. They weren't evil, just hurt. Core looked away. They gave me pain to make me strong, but they took everything else. There was a silence between them, heavy, sad, but then his voice changed, sharper, alert. They won't stop now. They want to finish what they started. I need to leave this planet. Lena stood. Take me with you. I can help. I know people. If I show them this memory core, they'll listen. No, Core said. They will silence you too. Maybe. But if we do nothing, they win. Core stared at her. It had been years since anyone offered him trust. Even longer since someone looked at him like a person, not a beast. Outside, explosions rocked the ground. The door rattled. The military had arrived. Lena handed him a small device. There's an old ship hidden in the canyon mine. Take it. What about you? Core asked. I'll buy you time. No, he said. You saved me once. I will not leave you. Suddenly, from the ceiling, a drone dropped into the room. It fired. Core moved like lightning. He grabbed Lena. pulled her down and took the hit to his back. Sparks flew. He roared in pain but stood tall. His red eyes burned like fire. He destroyed the drone with one brutal strike, then turned to Lena. "You are not like them," he said. And, for the first time, he smiled. Just a little. Then from above, a voice echoed from loudspeakers. "Alien core, surrender, or we destroy the entire structure." Lena looked at Core. "What do we do?" Core's voice was calm, cold. "They called me a monster. Let them see what a real monster looks like." But Lena grabbed his hand. "No, you're not a monster. You're more human than they are." Core paused. Then he nodded. "Then let's show them. Trust is dangerous." The dust rose into the sky as the old building exploded behind them. Lena and Core ran, the ground shaking under their feet. Heat followed them like fire from a dragon's mouth. Pieces of metal fell from above, but Core shielded. Lena with his body. He didn't slow down. His mind was clear. Survive. They reached the edge of a cliff where Lena's ship was hidden under a natural cave. She pressed a button on her wrist device. The ship's ramp opened with a low hum. They rushed inside. The door sealed shut just as more drones flew overhead. Explosions echoed behind them. Inside, the lights flickered. Systems booted up slowly. Lena jumped into the pilot seat, hands moving fast. Core stood behind her, silent, watching the screens. His back was still damaged, but he didn't complain. "Hold on," she said. The ship blasted into the sky, leaving the dead planet behind. But peace didn't follow. As they entered deep space, Lena checked the tracker. A blinking red dot. "They put a tracer on us," she whispered. "We're being followed." Core leaned over her shoulder. "Then we need to disappear." "There's only one place," she said. "The dark belt. No signals can pass through. No ships go there. It's dangerous." Core's voice was cold. "So am I." Lena flew into the dark belt, a zone filled with ancient floating rocks, dead satellites, and the wrecks of lost ships. Here signals vanished. No rescue, no tracking, only silence. They floated there for hours, hiding, breathing. Lena patched Core's wounds as best as she could. She worked in silence. His body was part flesh, part machine. The metal didn't look human. She wondered how much pain he had felt when they made him. As she cleaned a deep scar on his shoulder, she asked, "Do you remember your home?" Core didn't answer for a moment. Then, softly, "Yes. It had blue skies, 2 suns. My mother sang to the stars." Lena smiled. "That sounds beautiful." "It was," he said. "Until they came." The silence returned. Suddenly, a beeping sound. An incoming message. Lena opened it. A face appeared on the screen. Captain Reese, Lena's childhood friend, now a senior officer in the Human Galactic Forces. "Lena? Are you alive? Please respond." Her hands trembled. She hadn't spoken to Reese in years. She looked at Core. "It's okay, I trust him." Core didn't move. "Trust is dangerous." Lena hesitated, then answered the call. "Reese, I'm alive, I need help." Reese's voice was calm but serious. "We've been tracking your signal. The Council believes you were taken by the creature." "No," she said quickly. "He didn't take me. I went willingly. Core is not the threat we thought." Reese interrupted. "Lena, listen. This alien has manipulated you. He's killed hundreds. Come back. We'll protect you." She shook her head. "No, you don't understand. I have proof. They made him this way. He's not the villain." Reese sighed. "You've always had a kind heart, but that kindness is blinding you." Lena's eyes filled with tears. "Please, Reese. Just let me explain. Come alone. No weapons. I'll share everything." Reese nodded, slowly. "1 hour. I'll come alone." The screen went dark. Core's voice was low. "He's lying." "No," she said. "He was my friend." Friends can lie too. But Lena believed in hope. She had to. 1 hour later, a small ship arrived. Reese stepped out, hands up. No weapons. No armor. Lena smiled, walking toward him. Thank you for trusting me. But then a sound. From the side of Reese's ship, hidden panels opened. Soldiers poured out, guns raised. Lena's smile vanished. You lied. Reese looked pained. I'm sorry, Lena. I couldn't take the risk. That thing behind you isn't your friend. Cor appeared, stepping forward, silent. The soldiers pointed their weapons. On your knees, one shouted. Cor didn't move. His red eyes glowed brighter. Don't, Lena whispered to him. Please, don't become what they say. Cor raised his hand slowly. I will not fight. But the soldiers moved in, hit him with energy shocks. He roared, falling to one knee. Stop, Lena screamed. You're hurting him. Reese held her back. This is the only way. Cor looked at her, eyes full of pain. He didn't fight back. He let them chain him. Later, locked in a prison cell on a battle cruiser, Cor sat alone in the dark. Metal walls around him, energy field keeping him inside. Across the hallway, Lena watched through a glass wall. I'm so sorry, she whispered. He looked up. You trusted the wrong person. And then he turned away. Outside, in a secret chamber of the ship, Reese spoke to a shadowy figure on screen. The alien has been captured. Phase 2 can begin. The figure replied, Good, now we erase the girl. The hunt begins. The metal door hissed open. Lena stood in shock as 2 guards grabbed her arms and pulled her away from the observation deck. She screamed, Let me go! You said I'd be safe! Reese didn't answer. He watched silently from behind the glass, guilt in his eyes, but not enough to stop what was coming. The guards dragged her through cold corridors deeper into the cruiser. No explanation, no charges, no trial. They locked her inside a white room with no windows. Only one camera in the corner. Then silence. For hours. She sat on the floor, fists clenched. Her mind raced. What were they planning? What would they do to Cor? In the high-security prison sector, Cor sat in the center of a glowing energy cell. Chains on his arms, but not to keep him still, to humiliate him. A scientist walked in. White coat, clean gloves, a cold smile. We've learned so much. From you, he said. But you're still hiding things. The girl thinks you're a victim, but I know better. Cor said nothing. The man pulled out a small silver device. This time, no chains, no labs, just memory extraction. We'll see what secrets you're keeping, and how many more like you exist. Cor's jaw tightened. You don't want my memories. Oh, I do, the man smiled. We want to make more of you. As the device activated, a sharp pulse hit Cor's skull. His body shook. Visions flashed in his mind, and his home, his family, their screams, fire, chains, torture. His own voice screaming in rage, but no one listening. His heart pounded. His eyes turned brighter. He roared, and something inside him snapped. The energy field flickered, then exploded. Smoke filled the hallway. The scientist flew back unconscious. The guards ran in, but Cor was already free. His eyes blazed red like twin suns. Not with hatred, with pure survival. He didn't kill anyone, just moved through them like a storm. Meanwhile, Lena sat in her locked room when suddenly the lights went out. A loud boom echoed through the hallway, a crack in the wall. Smoke. Then, the door was torn open from the outside. Cor stood there, burnt, bruised, but alive. Lena's eyes filled with tears. You came for me. I don't leave people behind, he said. They ran. Alarms blared across the ship. Red alert. Cor knew the path to the hangar. He moved fast, Lena behind him. She couldn't keep up, but he slowed down. He was stronger than any human, but not heartless. Guards appeared ahead. Cor stopped. He looked at Lena. Close your eyes. She did. In 5 seconds, it was over. Not death. Just silence. When she opened her eyes again, the guards were unconscious. Kor stood still, breathing hard. Go, he said. They reached the hangar, but the exit bay was locked down. Ships stood like statues. Dozens of soldiers surrounded them from above. Then from a high platform, Rhys stepped out. Don't move, he shouted. Lena stepped forward. Stop this. He hasn't hurt anyone. Rhys aimed a weapon. He broke out. He attacked guards. He's proven what he is. No, she cried. You made him this way. Rhys hesitated. For a moment, he looked at her like he used to, her best friend, the one who once believed in peace. Then he lowered the weapon. Let her go. A soldier next to him turned. Sir? She's not the target. But the man didn't lower his gun. His badge was different. Then Lena saw it, a symbol on his arm. Not the Galactic Forces, Private Command, Black Ops. Rhys turned. Who are you? The man shot Rhys in the chest. Rhys fell to the ground. Lena screamed. Chaos broke out. Kor roared, leapt into action, shielded Lena as bullets flew. He moved like a shadow, dodging, striking, disabling enemies with precision. Not killing, just surviving. He grabbed Lena's hand and pulled her into a smaller fighter ship. Hold tight. The ship lifted as blasts shook the hangar. Outside, other ships chased them through the stars. Missiles locked on. Lena looked at the screen. We won't make it. Kor's hands moved over the alien interface. The ship glowed. Ancient tech. Nothing like human design. Then, light bent around them. They vanished. The hunter ships lost the signal. Kor and Lena were gone. Somewhere in deep space. 1 week later, on a quiet moon, inside a hidden cave, a small fire burned. Lena sat next to Kor, both silent. The stars above looked peaceful, unaware of the storm coming. Lena placed a hand on Kor's arm. They'll come for us. I know. But we won't stop, right? No, he said. Now, they're hunting me. But soon, the truth will hunt them. He held out a small object, Rhys's badge, cracked, burnt, but still recording, inside a full confession, the secret files, the proof of what they did, and what they planned to do. The galaxy thought they had captured a monster, but now they had awakened a war. Betrayals and breakdowns. The stars looked peaceful, but peace was a lie. On the surface of a cold moon, hidden in a cave deep under the rocks, Kor sat alone. His eyes were closed, but he wasn't resting. He was remembering. Memories flashed. His mother's voice, the screams, the pain, the humans who promised help and gave him chains instead. And now, Lena's voice, kind, honest, different. He opened his eyes. The fire was low. Across from him, Lena slept, her head resting against a rock, the last warmth of the fire lighting her face. She had risked everything for him. But how long would she stay? Kor stood and walked outside the cave. The night sky was full of stars. Somewhere out there, the hunt was still on. They would never stop chasing him. And now, they would chase her too. Inside the cave, Lena woke up. The fire was almost gone. She stood, stretched, and stepped outside. She saw Kor staring at the stars. You don't sleep much, do you? She asked. I don't dream, he said. She came closer. Maybe that's good. My dreams are full of falling. Kor turned to her. At them we don't dream, we fight. They shared a moment of silence. Then Lena opened a small device. This is what Rhys died for, she said. It was his badge. Inside were hidden files, videos, logs, and audio. Kor watched as images appeared. Project Remnant. Human scientists capturing alien species, turning them into weapons, using pain to build obedience. In one log, a voice said, Subject 9 shows extreme resistance, requires deeper brain conditioning. Kor looked away. Subject 9 was me. Lena touched his arm. We can show this to the galaxy, expose them. They will say it's a lie. Then we'll make them listen, she said. Kor nodded. A plan was forming. They would travel to EOS Station, a neutral broadcast hub in the middle of space, not ruled by any one world, but watched by all. If they could reach it and upload the files, the truth would go public. It would spark a war. But also, maybe justice. The next morning they flew in a stolen ship using old codes from Reese's ID. EOS Station appeared in the distance, a giant ring floating near a blue gas giant, lights blinking like stars. It was peaceful, quiet, too quiet. As they approached, the system asked for ID. Lena typed it in. A pause. Access granted. They landed inside the outer docking ring. Core stepped out, eyes scanning. The air was cold. The station looked empty. Too empty. They moved inside slowly. Lights flickered. Shadows danced. Suddenly, voices. Footsteps. Lena stopped. We're not alone. Then, from the darkness, a group stepped forward. Not soldiers. Her people. Old friends. Scientists, faces from Earth at the front. Dr. Saren, her former mentor. Lena, he said kindly. You made it. She smiled, relieved. You got my message? Yes, he said. We've prepared a room. Safe. You can upload everything there. Core stepped beside her, still tense. Saren looked at him. You don't need to be afraid. Core, we know what they did to you. Lena turned to Core. It's okay. He's one of the good ones. Core didn't answer. They followed Saren down a hall into a high-tech room. Screens, antennas, data towers. Lena pulled out the badge. Saren smiled. This is it. This will change everything. She handed it to him. He inserted it into the system. And then he pressed delete. Lena froze. What are you doing? Saren looked at her. I'm sorry, Lena. No. He turned. Do you think they would let me live if I helped you? Do you know how powerful the council is? Core roared, stepping forward, but energy shields trapped him in place. Saren backed up. We never wanted to hurt you. We just couldn't let you go. Free. You're too dangerous. Lena's voice cracked. You betrayed us. No, Saren said. I survived. The files were gone. Erased. Everything they had. The proof, the names, the crimes. Gone in seconds. And then Saren turned to her. They said we could keep you alive, if you help capture him again. Lena shook her head. No, I'll never help you. Then you'll die with him. Suddenly an alarm. Red lights. Core's cage flickered, a glitch. He broke through. Screams followed. He didn't attack Saren. He grabbed Lena and ran. Alarms rang as doors closed behind them. The station began lockdown. Soldiers came. But this time, Core wasn't running blind. He knew the station layout. Lena guided him. They reached the edge. The emergency launch pods. Only one left. Lena jumped inside. Core followed. As the pod launched, the station behind them exploded in chaos. Inside the pod, Lena broke down. Tears rolled down her face. I thought they were different. Core didn't speak for a while. Then softly. Now you see what I see. She looked at him, her face tired, broken, but still full of fight. Then let's stop seeing, she said. Let's start burning. Voices. Rise, the escape pod drifted through the stars, silent like a coffin in space. Inside, Lena sat beside Core, her hands shaking. The cold metal seat pressed against her back, but her mind burned hotter than fire. Everything was gone. The files. The proof. The station. Her trust. They had risked everything to show the galaxy the truth. And it had been erased in seconds. I thought they'd listen, Lena whispered, staring at nothing. I really thought. Core didn't speak. His red eyes were calm, but distant. They never meant to listen, he finally said. They only wanted us silenced. The pod's navigation system blinked. Low fuel. Nowhere to go. Signals jammed. Drifting. But then, a beep, a single message. Unknown source. Encrypted. Lena tapped it open. The screen flickered. A young alien girl's face appeared. Not human. From a lesser-known race, blue-skinned, eyes full of fire. She spoke in perfect English. We saw what happened at EOS. The transmission was blocked, but not fast enough. We copied fragments. We know what they did to you. Lena leaned forward. Who are you? We are the ones who still listen, the girl said. We are many, silent, watching, waiting. You are not alone anymore. The signal cut off. Core turned to Lena. That voice, that was real. Lena's heart raced. The data might be gone, but the truth wasn't. People had seen it. Not everyone was blind. Not everyone was silent. 3 days later, in the shadows of a broken moon, a hidden fleet waited. Not military. Not pirates, rebels, civilians, scientists, former soldiers, even aliens. Each one had lost something to the Council, and now they had found something to believe in. Core and Lena. They welcomed the fugitives with open arms. Inside the rebel command, ship. Lena stood before a crowd, tired, dirty, her voice trembling, but rising. You've heard the stories about the monster, the killer, the alien who destroyed fleets. She looked at Core. Now meet him. Core stepped forward, silent. No weapon, no threat, just truth. Lena held up a small chip. We couldn't save the original data, but we remember it. And if we can remember it, we can speak it, spread it. All across the stars, people murmured, then nodded. Someone clapped, then another. Soon, the whole room rose in applause. The first real hope in years. But hope always brings enemies. On the other side of the galaxy, the High Council sat in their cold tower made of gold and lies. One of the commanders slammed his fist. Why is this alien still alive? A dark figure stepped out of the shadows, a man with a scar across his neck, dressed in black. The Council's private assassin. He's no longer hiding, the assassin said. He's becoming a symbol. Then kill the symbol, the leader hissed, before more begin to follow. Back in the rebel ship, Core trained quietly in the lower decks, moving through slow, powerful motions. Not to fight, to control. Lena watched from a distance. He had changed, more calm, more human, and yet still alien in ways no one could ever understand. She approached. They want to broadcast a message, galaxy-wide, a warning, a call. Core paused. You want me to speak? Yes, Lena said. They need to see the one they called a monster. They need to hear the truth from your voice. He stared at her for a long moment, then nodded. A few hours later, across thousands of planets, stations, colonies, screens flickered. People stopped, turned, listened. Core's face appeared, strong, serious. His voice slow, deep, clear. They made me with pain. They gave me a body I did not choose. They trained me to kill, then called me a monster for what they taught. But I did not break. They erased my past, but I remember every scream, every lie, every face. I am not your weapon. I am not your enemy. But if you keep hunting me, he looked directly at the camera, then I will stop running. The feed ended. Silence. Then, across space, people rose. Some protested. Some cheered. Some cried, but all of them started questioning. Later that night, Lena stood alone on the ship's top deck looking at the stars. Core stepped beside her. You were right, he said. Voices rise when silence breaks. Lena smiled softly. Now the real war begins. But Far behind them, in the blackness of deep space, an invisible ship approached. Silent. Deadly. Inside, the assassin loaded a weapon. "This ends with one shot," he whispered. Loved by one. The stars were quiet, but something was coming. Faster than light, stronger than mercy. The assassin's ship drifted silently toward the rebel fleet. Invisible. Untraceable. A weapon of the Council. Its final order was clear: kill the alien. Leave no witnesses. Inside the rebel command ship, Kor stood in front of a galaxy-wide screen. He had become a voice, a name, a symbol, and symbols are dangerous to those in power. Beside him, Lena worked to secure their next move. The rebel fleet had grown overnight: new ships, new faces, human and alien alike. Kor looked around the crowded control deck. So many people he didn't know, and yet they followed him. He didn't want to be a leader. He only wanted to survive. But now others wanted to survive with him. Lena walked up, handing him a small data chip. "This has everything we know. The real records, the weapon plans, the missing files where we recovered them." Kor nodded. "Then we show it to all." She smiled. For everyone. But far above them, the assassin made his move. He entered the atmosphere silent as death. Inside his pod, a strange weapon pulsed, designed only for one thing: Kor. Its energy signature locked onto him across the base. The assassin stepped into the shadows of the rebel base. No one noticed. Not yet. He moved like a ghost. Each footstep silent. Each breath measured. His orders: kill Kor. Kill Lena if needed. Burn the rebellion before it spreads. Later that night, Kor stood alone in the gardens of the rebel base, and the only place on the asteroid where green things grew. He liked the silence here. No orders, no eyes watching him. Just air, soil, and a little peace. But peace has a price. Suddenly he felt it, not a sound, but a shift in the air. He turned. The assassin stood behind him, tall, armored, holding the glowing weapon. "You," Kor said. "You speak now," the assassin replied. "Good. Last words are useful." "No more last words," Kor said. "Only truth." The assassin raised the weapon. Kor moved fast. Faster than anyone expected. The blast missed. The two crashed into each other like titans. Metal hit stone. Dust exploded. Kor slammed the assassin into a wall, but the assassin twisted, slicing Kor's side with a plasma blade. Kor grunted, blood mixing with sparks. "You think you're more than a weapon?" the assassin growled. Kor stood tall, breath heavy. "I am more." Elsewhere, alarms rang. Lena was in the command room when the security feed showed the fight. "No, no," she gasped. She ran, grabbing a shock pistol. "Don't let him do this alone." Back in the garden, the fight raged. Kor was slowing. The assassin activated the final sequence of his weapon. It locked onto Kor's heart signature. This time there is no escape. The weapon charged. Then, a blast hit the assassin from behind. He screamed, falling back. Lena stood there, smoke rising from her pistol. "You want him?" she shouted. "You'll have to go through me." The assassin turned, smiled, and fired. Time slowed. Kor leaped in front of Lena. The blast hit him square in the chest. He collapsed. Lena screamed, ran to him, held him in her arms. Kor. No, no, no. His eyes flickered. Blood ran down his chest. His breathing slowed. The assassin stepped forward. "It ends now." But before he could finish it, the entire rebel fleet arrived. Hundreds of soldiers, humans, and aliens aiming weapons. "Step back," someone shouted. "You're surrounded." The assassin froze. Too late. A dozen blasts hit him from every side. He fell motionless. Lena held Kor close, sobbing. "Stay with me. Please." He looked at her, whispered, "They feared me. But you didn't." "I loved you," she whispered. His hand touched her face, then fell. Silence. 3 days later, the galaxy was no longer silent. The files were uploaded. Broadcasts played across every screen. The truth, the pain, the names. The council tried to stop it, but it was too late. Worlds rose. In protest, soldiers dropped their weapons. Hidden enemies became allies. The rebellion became a movement, and Kor's face became a symbol across every planet. The monster who had only wanted peace. On a quiet hill on a rebel planet, a statue stood, not of a hero, not of a soldier, of a tall alien holding nothing, not weapons, not flags, just hope. At the base, one sentence was written in every known language, feared by all, loved by one, and that was enough. Lena stood before the statue, her eyes calm, her voice strong. Behind her, a new generation prepared, a new voice rising. Not with war, but with truth. The end.